If you're a new aircraft maintenance engineer or an aircraft mechanic, this is the reason why you're not getting a job. One of the most common mistakes I see why a lot of apprentices don't get a job as fast as possible is because of their resume. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys an example of a bad resume and how to avoid this mistake. So recently, a subscriber of mine reached out to me talking about he needs help with his job application. This is something I help apprentices with, right, in terms of resume preparation and also in the job process, right? And I told him to send me his resume, and I'll be showing you guys the things I like about this resume and also the things I don't like personally about this resume, right? So starting off with the resume, you can see it has his professional summary, which is perfect. I like the professional summary because it's really short, and also there's some stuff I feel like it can fix in this professional summary. But the first thing I like about this professional summary is because it's really short and easy to read. His resume is really clean, and also his resume only has 2 pages, which I like perfectly because you got to understand, human beings are going through your resume, and those guys are getting, HRs are getting hundreds of applications every day. They don't have time to be going through your 5 pages of resume, right? That's why I always recommend having 2 pages max, and the more experience you have, then you can have 3 pages, right? Because you have more experience or qualification, right? Now let me go through the things I don't like about his resume, right? Like I said, the professional summary, I told you guys I like his professional summary because it's really short, right? But let me show you, I'm really careful here because I don't want to show some of his details, right? So starting off with the professional summary, right? The first thing I can see is I can't even see, like, does he have his diploma? Does he have his accreditation? Yeah, he's talking more about personal stuff. But you got to understand that they don't care about, companies don't really care about your personal skills. Oh, I am a motivated person. They care about the qualification and the skills, the value you can provide to companies. What separates me from an apprentice who just graduated from school is because I have my license, because I have my type course, right? If I don't put that on my resume, I'm just a regular apprentice to companies, right? Because I don't show the qualifications and skills I have. So you that went to school to study this course, right? What separates you from other people that did not go to school to study this? Because you have your diploma, because you have your accreditation. Why are you not putting it into your resume, right? You can see the professional summary. I am not seeing nothing about accreditation. I am not seeing nothing about diploma. I am not seeing nothing, right? And not to not even go to the next paragraph. You can see his skills, right? I'm going to go through more in details why I don't even like the skills, right? But if I scroll all the way down to the resume, now I'm seeing his professional summary. Guys, why would you put your professional summary, professional qualification, which is your biggest strength, why would you put it on the last page of your resume, right? You got to understand, you have to show your strength right away. Think of resume as as Tinder, for example, right? I like to use Tinder because making money and also women is like almost the same thing, right? I like to use resume like Tinder. Whenever you're on Tinder, right, let's say for example, would you want to show the most attractive self on your first picture, or you show the least attractive picture of yourself on the first picture? Obviously you want to show the first attractive picture of yourself in the first picture, because people are swiping right, swiping left in seconds, right? So you want to be able to highlight, it's the same thing as your resume. You want to be able to show your strength right away. And you having a diploma, you having accreditation, you having radio license, you having driver license. Guys, those are strong qualifications you have. Yes, I know you don't have that many experience in terms of working experience, but you have those qualifications that separate you from regular Joe Blowers on the street who did not go to school, right? So you got to be able to show your qualification right after your professional summary. And this is something I usually tell apprentices with, right? Whenever you're building your resume, please, after your professional summary, I always recommend you to put your qualifications right away before your skills, because your qualification is actually stronger than your skills. Skills is something you can build with time, with experience, but qualification is something you got to earn. You have to earn your qualifications, and that is what separates you from any other person, because the skills you have right now, right, everyone can actually acquire those skills, right? All they need is experience, right? But they don't have the educational foundational knowledge you have. You spend a lot of hours in school, right? Regular people on the street did not spend that many hours in school to learn what the knowledge you have, right? And this is why I usually tell people, put your qualifications right after your professional summary. So after your professional summary, put your qualifications, and you want to be able to highlight that you have your diploma, you have your accreditation, you have your radio license, you have your driver license, any type of qualification that you feel like can put you on in an advantage, right? And not to talk about the skills, the technical skills, right? You can see radio communication. What do you mean by radio qualification? And this is one mistake I see with a lot of apprentices whenever they're building a resume, right? The skills are really short. You gotta understand that HR that are going through your resume, those guys are not aircraft mechanics or aircraft maintenance engineers. They have no idea of what you're talking about. If you tell a regular person radio communication, yes, they can be like, okay, radio communication, what exactly? You got to emphasize more on radio communication, basic troubleshooting. What do you mean by basic troubleshooting, right? A regular person on the street, what is the perspective of what you're saying? You got to put yourself in the shoes of people that have no knowledge of what you're talking about. Yes, because I work in the aviation industry, I understand what you're talking about, but HRs are regular people who are not in aviation, right? They're here to hire you. Those are not the hiring managers. You got to understand that you have to emphasize more on your skills, right? Ability to troubleshoot aircraft system, ability to remove a landing gear, ability to read technical drawings, right? Drawing and manual interpretation. What do you mean by drawing and manual interpretation? What about? Is it the AMM? Is it the IPC? But guess what? HR don't know what the fuck is AMM. They don't know what is IPC. But because I understand, I'm in the industry. I'm an aircraft maintenance engineer. I'm an aircraft mechanic. I understand what you're talking about. But HR who are reading your resume don't understand that. And not to even talk about the AI system. The AI system that a lot of companies are implementing right now, whereby they have this AI system whereby it filters out your resume before it even get to the HR. And if you don't have the actual requirement and the qualification they're looking for, it's not even going to get to the HR. And this is why I tell people, you got to be able to highlight your skills and qualification and also play with the game of whatever requirement the company is looking for. That's why I tell you, you have to have different resume for different job application, right? So now let's talk about the skills and qualification. This is the perfect way to highlight it, right? For example, if you say basic troubleshooting, you want to be able to emphasize more ability to do basic troubleshooting on an aircraft system, right? Ability to read technical drawings like AMM, IPC. Like, you want to emphasize more, and not even talk about the soft skill. Like, for me personally, I don't believe in having technical skills and soft skill. Just have one skills. You can have like 6 or 7 of them, right? And that's it. Have the combination of soft skill. You don't have to, put it in different section. Now, another thing I like about this resume, the work experience, you can see it does not have any type of, work experience in aviation, right? But guess what? You have school projects. You have school projects that you can put on your resume. Every school that I know, every school in Canada, everywhere, I'm pretty sure in America, in Europe, is the same thing. You will all have to do some practical in school. You want to be able to emphasize that in your resume because you have no work experience. But how can you tell the HR that you have some hand skills, right? You can show them by actually telling them, hey, I don't have any actual work experience, but in school, we actually did a lot of practical projects, right? And why you not put it in your resume? Yes, it's good to have, it works at what state main kitchen bar, it's like a chef, McDonald's. Yeah, it's good, but you don't have no technical skills, right? Guys, this is something that actually goes a long way when it comes to resume build, and this is why a lot of apprentices are not getting job as fast as possible. The reason why I'm really passionate about this is because I was in the same situation. I came to this country as an international student, spent a lot of money in school fees. I was paying $16,000 a month, a year per year. 2 years, almost $32,000. Imagine you spending almost $32,000 on tuition, and after graduation, you can't get a job, right? After spending that much money, investing a lot of money, time, effort, everything, right? And you can't get a job. The whole goal for us is to graduate and have a career. And this is why I'm passionate about this. I don't want to see apprentices going through the same route, the same mistake, right? If you're an apprentice right now and you are struggling with job right now, you need someone to help you out with your resume. You need someone to help you out to prep you, to show you the right way on how to make your resume as attractive as possible to employees, so that way, yes, your job application is not going to take, you're not going to get a job in one day, but it's actually going to fasten the process of you getting a job, right? You don't want someone to help you out and guide you through. This is something I usually help apprentices with. All you got to do is click the link in the description and book a consultation, and let me see if we're a good fit and how I can help you out. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Peter. I'm a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer. I have videos of aircraft maintenance engineer on my channel, and I also have videos showing a day in my life of what I do as an aircraft maintenance engineer. So if you're interested in those type of videos, please do not forget to check out those videos. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys.